All right, so here's another example that we are going to solve by factoring. First, I notice that we are equal to -3. You cannot use that zero product property unless the equation is equal to 0. So I'm going to make a little note here. This must equal 0. So if the equation does not equal 0, we have one step we have to do before we get to start factoring. We are going to make it equal to 0 by adding 3 to both sides. So now we have x squared. Now you can't actually add a number with an x, so we're just going to write it horizontally with that +3, and a -3 plus 3 is 0. All right, great. Now that it's equal to 0, now we get to solve it by factoring. So step 1 is to factor the problem. Okay, so we're going to say a times c is equal to 1 times 3, which is 3. So maybe I should do it in an x. Maybe that would help you guys. So what two factors multiply to 3 that add to -4? So again, we want to add to -4. So how about -1 and -3? -1 times -3 is +3. -1 plus -3 is -4. Okay, so I'm going to split my middle term. X squared minus 1x minus 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. I'm going to factor by grouping. The greatest common factor here is an x, so I'm left with x minus 1. The greatest common factor in my second group is a -3, so I'm left with x minus 1. So my two factors are x minus 3 times x minus 1. Finally, now I get to use my zero product property. So what that means is I get to split this and say that either x minus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0. To solve this first equation, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So we get x equals 3, or I'm going to add 1 to both sides to undo the -1, x equals 1. And there you have it. Go try one.